Assalamu alaikum. I am Alina Zahid and today we are solving Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper Code 0580 Chapter 12 Statics past papers from 2017 to 2023. But first I would like to say that all the revenue generated from the first 6 months will be donated to Palestine inshallah. So please support this channel to support our cause. So in question 30, information about the mass which is in kg of each of 150 children is recorded in the frequency table. This is our total. This is our total. We can say this is our n, which represents the total frequency we have given, and the mass is also given. These are the range of the masses. Now calculate an estimate of the mean mass. So we have to calculate the mean, which is our x. So in order to calculate, first we have to make our table of all of it. Now we have to calculate the mean. For that, our first frequency is 12. 5 we get from by adding 10 plus 0 divided by 2. So get our common of mass. For 1 it will become 5. For the second one, 20. For this one, 20 plus 10 divided by 2, it will become 15. For the third one, 25 plus 20 divided by 2, it will give you 22.5. And for the 25 plus 40 divided by 2, it will give you 32.5. 40 plus 50 divided by 2. Let me check. 40 plus 50 divided by 2, it will give you 45. This is our x. Now for fx, what is fx? Now multiply the frequency with the mean. 12 into 5, it will give us 60. 15 into 38, it will give you 470. 22 into 32, 22.5 into 32 will give you 780. So it will be 725 plus 20 divided by 2. It will give you 720. Now 32.5 into 50 will give you 1625, and 45 into 18 will give you 810. So we get our mean, and for mean mass, x is equals to sum of all frequencies sum of all frequency and mean common, multiple 60 plus 570 plus 720 plus 1625 plus 810 divided by the total number n, which is here 150. We get our x, which is mean mass, 25.2 kg. Now for the paper, draw a histogram to show the information in the table. So what the table is asking mass, the mass limit is given right here, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 25 to 20 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 50. We have to calculate the frequency density. In order to calculate the frequency density, we use the formula of frequency density, which is Ft for each of the given table. Like for this frequency 12, 12 divided by the mass limit, which is 10 to 0. 10 to 0, 12, it will become 12 over 10. We can write also 1.2. For the first one, for the second one, frequency, for the second frequency, which is given right here, 38, 38 over, and the limit of mass is 10, 20, 10. So 20 minus 10, it will give you again 3.8, as 38 is divided by 10. For the third one, frequency is equals to 32 over the ratio, over the mass limit is 25, 20, 25 minus 20. This is our frequency density 2, frequency density 3, frequency density 1, frequency density 4 will become, this is our 50, 40 minus 25, 50, 40 minus 25, it will give you 3.3. For frequency density 5, frequency is 18, 40 minus 50, it will become 50 minus 40, it will become again 18 over 10, which is 1.8. So we get our all frequency densities. So the smallest one, with the, this is our mass limit. This is from 1 to 10 right here, 1.2 frequency density, which will be somewhere here. Now for the second point, at 30, at this range 20 to 10, write this 3.8, 3, this will become over 3.5, somewhere here, and for our 20 to 25 on this region, it will give you 6.4, 32 over 5 for 6.4, right here, and for 40 to 45, and 3.3, 40 to 50, 1.8. Now what we're gonna simply do, form a straight line. This is our range only for 20 to 25. We're gonna stop on the 25 only, and from that we start with 40 to 45. Now for 25 to 40, it will 3.3, and from 45 and from 40 to 50, it is 1.8. It says something. This is our histogram diagram. Simply represent each part, and this is the most, I guess, largest part, which is from 25 to 40 in this range. Part C. Use the frequency table to compute the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is the sum of all the previous frequency. Like first frequency we have given 12. We have to consider our first frequency, original value 12. Now the second frequency is 38, then 32, then 50, then 18. So add this 38 with 12 and get our cumulative frequency of 50. Again add this 50 with the 32, 82. Again 82 plus the given frequency 50, 132. 132 plus the given frequency 18, 150. And this should be greater than 10. For that, add the 38 plus the 32 plus the 50 plus the 80 divided by the total number, which is of students, which is 150, multiplied by 100, divided by total number, multiplied by 100. We will get our percentage. With the mass which is greater than 10, we are not considering this because it is equal to greater than 10. We need mass which is greater than 10. Then of course 20 is greater than, 25 is greater than, 40 is greater than, 50 is greater than 10. We get our percentage of 92%. So in question 31, the time T minutes take by each of 80 people to travel to work is recorded. The table shows information about these times. In part 1, write down the class interval containing the median time. For the interval of median, simply write the total number divided by 2 and we will get your value. For that, total is 80 divided by 2, it will give you 14th value. For 14th value, add the frequencies like 7 plus the previous one, 3, 10. Now 10 plus 18, 28. Now 28 also lesser than 40. We are finding a value which is greater than 40 or equal to 40. 28 plus 28, 56, greater than 40. This time period will consider as a class interval containing the medium time t less than 20, greater than equal to 35 minutes. In part 2, calculate an estimate of the mean time. For that, we have to complete this table, which is for that first our median and our fx. For that, 5 the time duration 5 minus 0 divided by 2 will give you 2.5. Again, 10 minus 5 divided by 2, sorry, 10 plus 5 divided by 2, 7.5. Again, 20 plus 10 divided by 2, 15. Again, 35 plus 20 divided by 2 is equals to 270. And for the last, 60 plus 35 divided by 2 is equals to 1140. Now multiply this with the frequency. 2.5 into 3 is 7.5. 7.5 into 7 is 52.5. And the 15 into 18 is 270. 270 into 28 is 770. And 1140 into 24 will be, so this will become 47.5, 27.5. And then when we multiply, we get 1140. Now, this is our table for the estimated of mean time, total mean, which is 7.5 plus 52.5 plus 270 plus 770 plus 1140 divided by the total number, which is 80. It will give you the answer of 28 minutes. In part B, one of these 80 people is chosen at random. Find the probability that this person took longer than 10 minutes to travel to work. Give your answer as a fraction in the simplest form. Longer than 10 minutes means we will gonna consider not this one because it is equals to 10, not this one because it is the greater time, the greater t value is 5 only. We can consider this one, this one, this one. For that, add 18, 28 and 24 frequency. 18, 28 plus 24 frequency divided by the total number. It will give you 7 over 8 in the simplest form. Now, two people are chosen at random from those taking 20 minutes or less to travel to work. Calculate the probability that one of these people took 5 minutes or less than and the other took more than 5 minutes. So for less than 5 minutes, it will be 3 plus 7 plus 18. It will give you 28. Less than 5, So we have to consider the less than 21. So by the given value divided, simply now we have to calculate the probability for the first one, which is lesser than 20, divided by 28 for total, multiply by 7, plus for the also for apply for the 18 and 7 frequency, divided by 27. Now we subtract from 28 minus 1 because we are calculating the probability now for the second person. So we subtract 1 because 1 is already chosen right here. Multiply it with 2 because we don't have to find the order. So um, this this for this can be applied for this one, and this case can be applied for this one. So we are simply multiplying by 2 rather than doing this whole thing again in multiply. So by solving we can simply get our answer 25 over 126. Question 31. There is a part C in which again this is related to cumulative frequency. Part C says use the frequency table to complete the cumulative frequency table. For that, simply take the previous 10 value and we know the second one is 18. It will give you 28. And for the rest 28, again this column contains this column has the value of frequency 28. It will give you 56. Now we completed the table. On part 2, on the grid, draw a cumulative frequency diagram to show this information. For this, simply put the values. For 3, time is 5, somewhere here. And at 10, the time is cumulative frequency is also 10. At 20, 28. And at 35, right here, the frequency, cumulative frequency is 56. And at 60, it is cumulative frequency is 80. Simply join the lines. Now in the part 3, find an estimate for the 10th percentile. Now in order to calculate the percentile, what we're gonna have to do, what we do in the percentage, to calculate the percentage, given divided by total, multiply by 100. For percentile, it will become given divided by, sorry, in percentile, total divided by the 100, multiply by the given. Now for that, we have the total of 80 as we see in the first question, multiply with the percentile. So given is also here 80 percentile, multiply divided by 100, it will give you 43 minutes. This is our percentile. calculation formula. In part 4, find an estimate for the percentage of the people who took longer than 45 minutes to travel work. Show all your working. Now for the greater than 45 minutes, what we're gonna have to do? So simply this is our total time 80. Now we simply draw a line with the given for 45 minutes, which will be this point, and move up, and it cuts the graph here. And where it cuts the graph, we move with horizontal. It gives the answer of 68 something. So total minus 68 again divided by the total value multiplied by 100. Now for the percentage, it will become 15%. This is the part 4 of question 31. Now in question 32, 100 students each record the time t taken to eat pizza. The cumulative frequency diagram shows this. Now this is the graph given of time and cumulative frequency. What we can do, we can simply just find first point, and first thing find an estimate of median. Now for that, to calculate the median, estimated median, we are given the cumulative frequency. Take the center point of it, which will be our 50. 100 minus 2 is equals to 50. This is our 50. Make a straight horizontal line where it cuts the graph. Move downwards into y-axis, and it will give you the value of 9.35, 9.4 something. So this is our minutes. The interpolate range, in order to calculate the interpolate range, for the lower interpolate we multiply with 1/4 value, and for upper correlate we multiply with 3/4 into 100, which is this is our for lower correlate, lower quartile, and this is for the upper quartile. Now this lower quartile will become 25, and the upper quartile will become 10.4. In order to calculate the range, this will become our 75. 1/4 is 0.25, and 3/4 is 0.75. Multiply by 100, and it will give you the value of 25 and 7. Now for the interpolate range, at the at 75, right here somewhere, when we extend this, it will lie somewhere on 10.4, and for the 25, it will lie somewhere on this 6, 7, 8. We can consider it 8. So on 25, it will give you the value of 8, and then, sorry, on 25, it will give you the value of 8, and 75, 10.4. Now 10.4, cumulative frequency minus 8, it will give you the value of 2.4, which is the range of interpolate. For the third part, the number of students taking more than 11 minutes to eat pizza. More than 11, we can consider 12. This is our 11, this is our 12. Make a straight vertical line on upper direction. It will cut the graph here. Move horizontal from where it cuts the graph. It will give you the value of some. So the total we have the value 100 students. If you put your scale right here, it will give you somewhere here little bit upper at the upper side of the we can consider it 82. So the total students minus the 82, and simply it will give you the answer, which is 18. Again, if you plot the graph, more than 11, more than 10, we can consider 11.5. This is our 11. This is our 12. If we move from here, and because we want just more than 11 minutes, it will give you somewhere value of 82, which you have to subtract from the total, and it will give you the answer of 18. Now in part B of question 32, 150 students each report how far they can throw a tennis ball. In frequency is given, and calculate an estimate of the mean frequency. So because we have to calculate the mean frequency and we don't have the graph for the cumulative frequency, we have to calculate the mean and the effects. For that, we have to complete the table. Again, 20 plus 0 divided by 2 for x give you 10. 30 plus 20 divided by 2 will give you 25. 35 plus 30 divided by 2 give you 32.5. 45 plus 35 will give you, divided by 2 will give you 40, and 60 plus 45 divided by 2 will give you 52.5. Now if you talk about fx, 10 into 14, 40, 25 into 38, 950, 32.5 into 40, 1300, 40 into 53, 2120, 52.5 into 15, 787.5. Now sum all 40 plus 950 plus 1300 plus 2120 plus 787.5 divided by the total students, which is 150 right here. it will give you the value of 34.65 in meters. In part 2, a histogram is drawn to show this information. The height of the bar representing distance d is greater than 30 and lesser than equal to 35 is 12 centimeter. Calculate the height of each of the bar. So in order to calculate the height, what we can do, this is our 40 divided by the range 35 minus 30. It will give you 8, but the height is not 8 given, it is 12. So is it wrong? No. Now we have, what we can do is divide this given height to the height we calculate 8. It will give you answer of 1.5. That means that each height is enlarged by the factor of 1.5. So you have to calculate each each height, and then we have to multiply by each column height multiply by 1.5. For that, we first calculate for the 4. 4 divided by 20 minus 0 multiply by 1.5, 0.3, 38 frequency minus the range of distance 30 minus 20, 3.8 multiplied by 1.5, it will give you 5.7. Now for 53, this one divided by the distance this 45 minus 35, it will give you 5.3 multiplied by the enlargement which is 1.5, 7.95. Again 15, distance 60 minus 45 multiplied by 1.5, it will give you simply 1.5. So we completed the table. In part 3, 2 students are chosen at random. Find the probability that they both throw the ball more than 45 meter. So for more than 45 meter, first for the first student it will be 15 over the total 150 multiplied by 14, 149 minus 1 because one student is less, which for this for the first student, this is minus 1 for second student, and this is our greater than 45, greater than 15, sorry, and the distance is greater than 45. Find the probability that they both throw the ball more than 45 minutes. Since both are in more than 45, we will consider this first for 15 and the second is for 14, and then we get our answer 9.39 exponent minus 3, or we can say that simply 7 over 745. This is our answer for part 3. So in question 33, Kai and Ants carry out a survey on the distance traveled in kilometers by 200 cars. Kai completes this frequency table for the data collected. This is for the Kai, and we have to calculate and we have to estimate the mean. Again, complete the table for that. In which 80 plus 100 divided by 2 will give you 90. For x, again 150 plus 100, 250 divided by 2 will give you 125. 200 plus 150 divided by 2 and will give you 175. And 300 plus 200, 500 divided by 2 and will give you 250. And 400 plus 300, 700 divided by 2, the answer will be 350. For fx, 90 multiplied by 7, 33 multiplied by 125, 175 multiplied by 76, 250 multiplied by 52, 350 multiplied by 32. So now for the x, again the sum of all 630 plus 4125 plus 13300 plus 13600 plus 11200, it will become 425 422 and this is fx divided by total fx divided by the total number, which is 200 cars. The answer will be 211.275 kilometers. For the 2 and uses this frequency table for the same data, this is the difference interval for the final group. Without calculating an estimate of the mean for this data, find the difference between n's and chi's. So this table is for n's. Now consider n's for this table and for chi this table. So it will become 40. The 40 plus 30, 400 plus 300 divided by 32 to get our chi value. First we divide by 2 to give the value of 350, and for this table 360 plus 300 divided by 2, it will give you the value of 330. Now what we're gonna have to do, multiply it with the frequency, like 330 multiplied by 32 minus, for the difference we are using the negative sign, 350 multiplied by, for chi this is also 32 frequency, and we get the value of negative of 640. Since it is a distance, the negative sign should be neglected, and it is divided by the total number, which is 200 cars. The answer will be 3.2 kilometers. In part 3, a histogram is drawn showing the information in chi's frequency table and the height of the block for the interval 200 distance greater than equals to 300 is 2.6 cm height. Calculate the height of the block for each of the following. Now for each of the following, first find the frequency density, which is for the 200 to this frequency is 52. Now if you look at the table, now 52 divided by this interval, which is 300 minus 200, it will give you the value of 0.52. So how can we calculate what value should we multiply to get our height? For that, simply we have 2.6 centimeter divided by 0.52. So that we just calculated our height, and we get what we have to multiply in order to get all these three values. The answer will become 5. Now for the first value, at this distance the frequency is 7. So 7 over this distance, what we have to multiply with 5, it will give the answer of 1.75, and at this, by looking at the table, the frequency will be 76. So 76 divided by 200 minus 150 multiplied by 5, and it will give you the answer of 7.6. Again, 32 frequency given at this 400 minus 300, answer will become something like 0.32 multiplied by 5, and it will give you the value of 1.6. So this is our answer. Now for the B, one car is picked at random. Find the probability that the car interval has more than 300 kilometers. For the more than 300 kilometers, move to the last column, and at that, simply at 300 to distance equal to 400, lesser than equal to 400, in which the frequency is 32. We are using that column. By that, 32 multiplied by 200, which is the total, and it will give you the answer of 4 over 225. Now part C, 2 of the 200 cars are picked at random. Find the probability that both cars have traveled 150 kilometers or less. Again, we have to look at the table which has in the question. Now for that, for the first frequency, less than 7 can be less than, and 33 can be less than, it will become 140, and now again for the 40, and again first first value given 40, the second one should be 1 less, 39 over 200 cars total, and since 1 is included here, it will the second one will become 119. So since it is both car, the same condition can apply for both, so we don't have to multiply it with 2 or any other factor. So the answer will become 39 over 995. On part B, one car has traveled more than 200 kilometers and the other car has traveled 100 kilometers and less. 100 kilometers and less. This is first condition, and this is our second condition. Now we get our answer 147 over 9950, and now we are multiplying by 2 because one car has traveled more than 200 kilometers and other has traveled less than 100 kilometers. So this can be our this can be our first condition and this can be our second condition or vice versa. So we are multiplying by the factor 2 and it will give you the value of 147 over 4975. So this is the part 2 of C of question 33. So in question 34, the height at cm of each of the plants is recorded. The table shows information about their heights of these plants. Um, so the frequency is given and the range of height is also given. In part A, we have to complete the histogram and the frequency density um, is already given for the two of the blocks. Like if we calculate how can we calculate the frequency density? To simply write the frequency for the first table and the difference of height like 15 minus 10, 8 over 5, it will equals to 1.6 and this is our 1.6. Two blocks is equals to 0 0.1. This is 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9 and 2 like this. So calculate the and for the second coulomb it will 18 frequency and this is our range 25 minus 15, 8 over 10, 1.8. So this is our 1.8 for the rest of the frequency density 28 over for this one range is here 40 minus 25 is equals to 1.86. 1.86 will be somewhere. This is here. For the range 25 to 18. So this is our 25 and 25 to 15. So this is our this is the range of for the 28 one to 25 to 40. So this is our 25 and this is our 40. So from here to standard little bit on the left hand side, this is become our frequency density at 28 frequency. Now for the 33, 60 minus 40, 33 over 20 is equals to 1.65. For this one, 13 over 70 minus 60 is equals to 1.3. Now again 1.65 somewhere this point. This is our 1.65. Extend the line 1.65 for 40 to 60. 40 to 60. Now for 60 to 70, 1.3, there is 1.3. This is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1. This is 1.4, 1.5. So this is our 1.3. Extend the line. So this is for our 60 to 70 range. So we complete our histogram of height and frequency density graph. Now for B, calculate an estimate of the mean height. So in order to calculate the mean height, again we have to complete our graph. We have to calculate the mean, then the fx. This is our x mean and this is our fx, which we can calculate by multiplying the mean with the frequency. For this one, 15 plus 10 divided by 2, 12.5. 15 plus 25 divided by 2, 20. 40. This one for 40 plus 20, 40 plus 25 divided by 2, 32.5. And for this, 60 plus 70 divided by 2, we will get for this one, for this, for 25 plus 40 divided by 2, for 40 plus 60 divided by 2, 50. For 60 plus 70 divided by 2, 65. 12.5 multiply with the frequency, it will give 100. 20 multiplied by the frequency 80, it will give you 360. This frequency 28 multiplied by 32.5, it will give you 9110. And when you multiply 30 with 50, 30 with 50, it will give you 1650. And when you multiply the 13 with the 65, it will give you 845. Now for the x mean, sum of all fx 100 plus 360 plus 910 plus 1650 plus 845 divided by the total number n, which is already given in the question, which is 100, and the x value is calculated as 38.65 centimeter. Now this is the complete question 34. Move on to question number 35. Mass range is already given. Frequency is already given. We have to calculate the estimate mean. Again, we have to do the same. Complete the table. Extend the line to complete this table. Consider this x and consider this fx. 50 plus 40 divided by 2, it will give you 45. 56 plus 50 divided by 2, it will give you 53. 64 plus 56 divided by 2, it will give you 60. 70 plus 64 divided by 2 and give you 67. Multiply with 165, 126, 45 multiplied by 126, 65670. Multiply 27560. Multiply 9240. Multiply 13400. Add all these. Divided by the total number. and this is how we calculated 55.87 gram. Now for the part 2, an egg is picked at random from the thousandth egg. Find the probability that this egg has a mass greater than 56. Give your answer as a fraction in simplest form. Greater than 56? Um, not this one, not this one. Equals to greater than 56. Maybe this one, maybe this one. We can consider both. The frequency is 154 and 200, and divided by the total number 154 plus 200 divided by the total number of eggs, and the answer will be 177 over 500. One year a farmer makes a profit of 24 $24730 selling 8. Write this profit correct to two significant figures for part 1. Now for that, so in order to make the significant figure correct, 24730 in order to correct, this is our 0 and this is lesser than 5. We will consider it as 0 0 0, greater than 5, so we can shift 1 to the left hand side, and it will become again, it will become 4 plus 1 5. So this is the correct value, $25000 in the standard form. What is the standard form? It is in the exponent form, which is 2 point, this one, 2.4730. How many digits we move to the left hand side? So assume that the dot is here because it is not somewhere in the middle of the term. So 1 2 3 4. We write exponent 4 with the positive sign because we are reducing this value into the into the decimal form. So 2.4730 exponent to the power 4. So this is the part 2 of the B part. Now in part C, um, on a farmer there are 500 hens, correct to the nearest 10. In part 1, in 1 year the mean number of eggs laid per hen was 320. So one hen gives egg 320 per year, and correct to the nearest 20. Calculate the upper bound for the total number of eggs all the hens lay in 1 year. So for that, the total number of hens is 50 for the upper. To nearest 10 nearest 10 divided by 2. This is for the upper bound. So for the upper bound, 500 plus 5 505, and for the nearest 20, nearest 20, 500 plus 20 divided by 2, it will become 10. Now this is not for the 20. Now in this for the part 1, in which the egg laid per year was 320. So for 320 now plus 10, it will become 330. So we calculated for the first 500 hands correct to the nearest 10, and for the 330x correct to the nearest 20. Now the hands multiply with the x, and it gives you the value of 166650. 166650. Now another form has 10 800 correct to the nearest 20. Now we have to calculate for the lower bound. What we did for the upper bound, we added with a positive sign. For the lower bound, we subtracted. Now 800. I'm sorry. For the lower bound, minus 20. For the nearest, divide by 2. 800 minus 10 will become 790. Now 790 for the difference, minus 565 will give you 285, which is the difference between the number of hands on the two form. So it is not 505. This is for the first of the, we calculated the hands, and how we calculated the difference between the number of hands of the two forms. Again, we calculated 790 from the first one, which is for the lower bound, and the 505 for the upper bound of the first form, and we subtract both and we get our value of the difference, 285. So in question 36, there are 160 people in a village. The cumulative frequency diagram shows the information about their ages. The x-axis shows the ages and the y-axis shows the cumulative frequency. Now what is asked in the first part, the median age. What we do for the median? Total cumulative frequency 160 divided by 2, we get 80. On the 80, the median value show the age of, here it cuts the graph, and from this y-axis it is 25. So our answer for the median age is 25. Now the lower quartile, quartile for the formula of lower quartile is 1 over 4 multiplied by the total cumulative frequency, which is 160 right here, and it will give you the value of 18. This is for the lower quartile. Now in part C, the number of people who are 50 or more than 50 years old. For that, more than 50 years old, we can consider 51. This is our 51, 52, 55, 59, and then 60. So on this 51, make a straight line, and here it cuts the graph, and from there we can see at this point this part is 150, and this can be considered as 148, 150, 148. This is our 142, 144, 146, and 148. So one box is equals to 2 units. So 148 is our second point and the minus by the total cumulative frequency, and we get our answer of 12. Now for the 65th percentile. So what we do for the percentile 65, multiply by the total number, which is 160 cumulative frequency, and divided by 100 for the percentile. We get our answer of 104th value. That's how we calculate our percentile. Now for the part 2, the younger person in the village is 1 year old and the oldest is 70-year-old. Draw a box and whisker plot to show the distribution of age in the village. And so in order to draw the box, what we can do, first we have to know for the whisker plot requirement is median, which we already calculated in part 1. The upper quartile, which we have to calculate, and the lower quartile, which we already calculated. So for upper quartile, we use the formula of 3 over 4. For the lower, we use 1 over 4. For the upper, we use 3 over 4 multiplied by the total cumulative frequency, the highest cumulative frequency 160. It will give you 1/20th value. So what is the median? We just calculated the median right here, 25. This is our 25, and lower quartile, which is 18. Simply now draw our whisker box. Our median is 25. Mark a line. Now for the only people oldest 70, so the oldest age is 70 and the youngest age is 1. Now after that we calculated the lower and upper quartile, and by solving that it will give you the upper quartile value of 34. The lower quartile already give the value of 18. So on 18 mark a line. This is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. On 18 mark a line. On 34 mark a line. Simply join the lines. And that's how you make our box of whisker and how box and whisker plot. Now we can say that write down an estimate of the percentage of people in the village that are younger than the median age. Now for that the upper value is 70 and the lower value is 1. So we can say that the median at 50% because younger than the median age. So if this is median age, so on the left hand side there is 50% younger and on the right hand side there is 50% older. So we are talking about the younger one, this part which is 50%, and if we're talking about the older than the median age, that is also 50% age. Now in the part B, the frequency table shows information about the age of each person in another village. Now if we're talking about the in another village, first we have to calculate the frequency density. First frequency density is already given. For the second one, write the frequency density of this table. 30 minus 20, 3.7. For this one, 24. The range 50 minus 30, and it will give you the answer of 1.2. And for 60 over 80 minus 50, it will give you the value of 2. Now for 3.37 frequency, 3.7, this is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7. For 30 to 50, and from 30 to 20, it is and this for 30 to 20, from here to here. For 1.2, for the 24th frequency, right here, 30 to 50, 1.2. Here for 2 at 50, at 50 to 80. This is our 2, 50 to 80. So this is our histogram which we have to form. 9. Question 37. The table shows information about the height of 80 children and the table is given. The frequency is given. Now in part A, write down the interval containing the median. The median interval, how can we calculate? Total number divided by 2. Total number is 80 divided by 2. It will give you 40th value. For 40th value, we have to calculate 2. No. 2 plus 13 is equals to 15, which is greater than 40. No. 15 plus 24, it is greater than is it greater than 40? No. So the both the all three columns cancel. Now check on this one. 39 plus 32, is it greater than 40? Yes, it will become 71, which is greater than 40. We will consider our this box. Now for that, the height the will be 1.65 and equal to lesser than 1.8. This is our answer. In second, calculate an estimate of the mean height. Again, we have to calculate the mean. We have to calculate the fx. X 1.4 plus 1.2 divided by 2, it will give you 1.3. 1.4 plus 1.5 divided by 2, 1.45. 1.5 plus 1.65 divided by 2, 1.575. 1.65 plus 1.8 divided by 2, 1.725. 1.9 plus 1.8 divided by 2, 1.85. 1.3 into 2, 2.6. 1.45 into 13, 37.8. This 1.575 into 24. So this will be 37.8 and this will be 18.85. This into 32, 55.2. This into 9, 16.65. So sum of all 2.6 plus 18.85, sum of all fx plus 37.8 plus 55.2 plus 16.65 divided by the total number, which is given 80. It will give you the value of 1.63875 meter. On the part B, one of these children is chosen at random. Calculate the probability that they have a height of 1.4 meter or less. 1.4 meter or less. We can only consider this box because this is greater than 1.4 and all of these are greater than 1.4. So we can consider only this column, the first one. For that, we can consider only the second frequency and because no other frequency is added, divided by the total, and it will give you the value of 1 over 40. Now in part 2, two of these children are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that both children are taller than 1.5 but only one of them is taller than 1.8. Both are taller than 1.5. We can consider this one, we can consider this one, we can consider this one, but only one is taller than 1.8. And then we apply this case again for the second child. So for the first one, 24 plus 32. For the second one, we can consider 9. So 24 plus 32 over the total number, and since we choose 1 here, so 80 minus 1, 79, and multiply by 2 because we don't know the order that this would be the is taller than 1.8 or will be the taller than 1.8 or the vice versa. So by solving this, we will get our answer of 63 over 395, and we do not write this equation into decimal, into the point or decimal form because this is the probability which is always in the fraction form. Now in part C, calculate the cumulative frequency table for the height. For cumulative frequency, again we have already given 13, 2 plus 13, 15, again 15 plus 24, which is already given 39, right here this is 24. Now 32 plus this number 39, it will give you 71. 71 plus the last value, what is the last value? 9, and it will give you the answer of 80. That's how we calculate the cumulative frequency. Now simply put the values at first form the points like on 2. This is our 1, this is our 2, 4, 6, 8, and on 2 it is 1.4, on 15 right here 12, 16, on 15 it is 1.5, on 39 it is 1.65, this is our 39, and on 80 right here it is 1.9. Join the line, and on also 71 it is 1.8, so now what is asking, use your diagram to find an estimate of the interquartile range. Now for the interquartile range, the higher 3 over 4 divided by the total for the higher, we multiply with 3 over 4 and it will give you the answer of 1.75. On 1.75 it will give you the value of 60 right here. The 60th value for the upper, and for the lower quartile we multiply with 1 over 4 total number, we will get our answer of 1.43 at 1.5, sorry 1.53, 1.53 somewhere 1.5, 1.51, 1.52, 1.53. We can consider it is if this graph is slightly straight. This is almost the 20th value, and for the lower it will be the 20th value. So for the interquartile range, this is upper minus lower quartile, which is 1.53, and we get an answer of 0.22 meters. And for the 68th percentile, what we do for the percentile, write our 68th percentile, multiply with the total number divided by the 100, and will give you the 1.7, which is what value? 1.7. Draw a straight line. It will be slightly here. We can consider this is our 48, this is our 42, 46, and this is our 48. So on the 48th value, it gives the answer of 1.7 meters. So this is our end of the question.